Welcome to Thrive on Live. I'm Alona Minkowski. Now, meditation is no longer just for Buddhists or hippies. Its increase in popularity has created a mindful movement that we support here at HuffPost with weekly meditation classes. And the benefits of letting mindfulness seep into the workplace are outlined in David Gella's new book, Mindful Work. And he joins us here on set. David, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you and I actually had the pleasure of speaking a couple of weeks ago, or maybe at this point already more than a month ago, when we were at the World Economic Forum in Davos. But let's give a refresh, for those who may have missed that interview too, as to what it is, how it is that mindfulness not only seeps into your everyday life, but how it's something that you can make work for yourself in every aspect of your life.
Sure. Well, mindfulness is often described as paying attention in the present moment, on purpose, in a particular way, and non-judgmentally. And I know that sounds like a mouthful, but if you unpack it, it's really about being right here, right now, in a sort of accepting way, rather than letting our thoughts kind of chase us out into the future or dwelling about mistakes we might have made in the past. It's about being right here, right now, in the present moment, just like we are right now.
One of the areas which brings the most stress can often be the workplace. And so, yeah, we're finally seeing a transformation here, but I want to read a little excerpt from your book where we really talk about imagine the possibilities if it wasn't so. And so you write, imagine if work didn't have to be our #1 cause of stress. Mindfulness won't make a bad boss behave better, at least not right away, and it won't make difficult labor any less physically taxing. But by bringing mindfulness to work, we can change the way that boss affects us, and we can change how we respond to the prospect of tough hours on the job.
Now, companies from all different industries, not just tech, are showing up here and talking about how they're bringing wisdom, compassion, meditation, mindfulness into the workplace. And it's really, the momentum is astounding.
Well, I want to bring in two members of our HuffPost Live community. They're going to join us now, who are also incorporating mindfulness at their offices. In the Hangout, we have Guy Blaskey. He's the founder of Pooch and Mutt. And Lindsay Van Driel, she's the founder of the Awake at Intel program. Lindsay, why don't we start with you? Why did you choose to launch Awake at Intel?
Well, I think I saw what Google had done with their program by creating a centralized meditation program. I went and I met with them and I understood the reasons why, the fact that their employees were struggling with stress, ambiguity, a fast-paced work environment. And I thought to myself, well, we deal with all of those same things at Intel as well. I have the skills. I'm a certified yoga and meditation teacher. I have the skills. This is something that I should do to give back to my community of employees.
And how many people have done it now so far within the company?
Yeah, so right now, our program, our formal program is 10 weeks long, and we've had about 600 people go through it. It's waitlisted now through the whole year. So we have an open meditation every Tuesday that anybody can call into, and we do retreats a couple times a year, and that has reached about another 500 people. So in total, about 1,000 people have been touched by Awake at Intel.
That's not an insignificant number. What are the challenges, though, and the obstacles to trying to get something like this going at a company that is the size of Intel?
Yeah, well, everything that you've kind of alluded to, in the beginning, there's a lot of naysayers. Intel is a highly technical, engineering, data-driven company. And in the beginning, they're like, you want to do what? Meditation, like with incense and cushions. I'm like, no, it's not going to be like that. But thankfully, because of all of the progress that's been made in neuroscience, we have all the hard scientific data that proves everything that David mentioned, that through 8 weeks of meditating 5 minutes a day, you can physically change your brain in such a way that you can have a better response to stressful situations. And we deal with stressful situations all the time at Intel.
And Intel, it's one of these bottom-up programs. What I love about what Lindsay did is this isn't the CEO like Mark Bertolini coming in and saying, hey, yoga worked for me, meditation worked for me, so I'm going to roll it out to everyone. These are the kind of stories that are happening all across the country and all around the world, indeed, where individuals who know that meditation's made a difference for them find other people who might be interested in the workplace and start forming small groups And time again, what's happening is these small groups, they snowball. And all of a sudden, companies, HR departments, wellness programs in the companies, they recognize that, wait a sec, all our employees are trying to take better care of themselves. Let's find a way to support it.
Guy, what about you? How is it that how is it that meditation became an important part of your business model?
It's definitely an important part of how I discovered it more on a personal basis and placing it into my way of working. We're a small, very quickly growing dog food company. We're growing at a huge rate, and obviously with growth comes stresses and problems and everything else. And I just found that bringing in my own personal mindfulness practice to this enables you to cope with the stresses that come along.
But all of the employees, talk to us a little bit about how it is that it works for your company too, because all the employees, you all take lunch together, right? People can all go practice yoga.
We very much encourage people to do what they want at their lunchtime. I mean, whether it's doing yoga, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going for a run. And I personally believe that one of the great things about mindfulness, training mindfulness, is that it helps you do that kind of thing very well. I mean, for example, I went out for a run for an hour and a half last night, and I was able to do that kind of without any iPod, without any music, just by being mindful of what I did. And I think there's a book by, I think it's Sangyon Rinpoche from the Shambhala meditation group, and he's written a whole book about running and mindfulness. And I think it's just about taking that mindfulness and putting it into practice of whatever you do.